This video is rated TV-16, has some harsh language which may not be appropriate for younger audiences. Viewer discretion is advised. Heavy Metal Explosion coming at you with another figure review, and this here is Thundercracker. That's right, I went ahead and got them all. I just said screw it. I wanted to I wasn't gonna get but two of them, and then of course I decided to get Starscream, and then I seen the Seekers, the Rainmakers, I mean, and I decided to get those because when else are you gonna see the Rainmakers, at least at this point, in mass retail? Because the last time I think the Rainmakers, they were convention exclusive, other than Acid Storm, which, I mean, kind of counts, I guess. But then again, maybe they don't. Maybe it doesn't. You know, it's one of those weird little things, I guess. So I went ahead and decided, like I said, go ahead and get Thundercracker. And one of the things that I thought was kind of weird, neat, maybe semi sorta, was the I guess the blue, really. We're going to get into a vehicle comparison with the one of the Rainmakers here. But let's get in on the paint apps. Obviously, you got some black here, here, up in here, red here, and here. The Decepticon symbol here. And obviously, I pointed this out way back, I want to say Red Wing, maybe it was Red Wing, that all of these paint apps are exactly the same, and that's fine. I mean, could they have done something different? Yeah, they could have, but let's face it, in mass production nowadays, you get what you get. And that's just the bottom line. It's not like it used to be where you could have got a bunch of varying paint applications spread across these guys, so to speak, where they could have been ran down 3 different production lines where they gave them 3 different paint schemes. But, you know, going around, we've got gray plastic, and then this kind of darker gray, blue, your clear plastic. This here is gray, got some red. Have I been up here this whole time? I do apologize, guys. I'm more or less watching the figure in my hands than I am the screen. Anyway, you got all this gray in here. You got gray right here, gray plastic. You've got a little bit of red here, and of course it copies from the other side over there. And pretty much just like the others, you've got a Tetrajet Seeker. Yeah, it's Thundercracker, and here his blue cousin. Perhaps it's a brother. Who knows? Obviously, the Sideswipe and Sunstreaker, they're considered basically your brothers. But pointed out, this one, Thundercracker, has more paint apps, and where it's black, it's gray. So you do get a little bit different coloration. The blue is slightly darker on Thundercracker, not by much. And I guess going over here, you can see how your paint splotches kind of all are pretty similar. They're all exactly the same, not pretty, but they're all exactly the same. And you know, that's it. I mean, it's not something we haven't seen already in by different reviewers or even myself. I didn't get into the transformation really with a lot of the others, and I figured this is the last of the Seekers, so I figured I'd go ahead and go out with a bang and go ahead and do the full transform. So we can go ahead and, yeah, I say we can go ahead and pop this loose, the chest plate. And mine, it's not real loose, but it did pop off when I was putting them in jet form. So just have that in mind, that it all varies with when you get these guys. I did pick this guy up from Amazon because it seemed like all the other outlets were going to take until next month or the month after in order to get this guy. So Amazon had him, so I went ahead and picked him up. So we unpop the wings here, and that'll take them out of this area here, like so. Loosen your nose cone section up. Undo your arms from the legs. Pull them back. Pull your legs down. And go ahead, while you got it, spin the waist around. You can open your feet up. Pull your toes out. Pull back on your heel. And then you have your legs all done. I like saying that. You can take your torso or your chest plate and bring it down and plug it into place. Go ahead and open forearms up. Fold out your fist. And then your elbows. And there you go. You can actually pull these out without opening this, but it does kind of pop this section loose. When I first did it on Red Wing and then on Starscream, then Red Wing, I did it exactly like that. I wound up popping them loose and didn't even realize that it opened up right away, because even though I've seen tons and tons of reviews, it just slipped my mind. Anyway, pull your head up, take this back plate off of disconnect it from his back of his head. And personally for me, I've got no clue why they use this. It doesn't serve any purpose whatsoever, to my knowledge. None whatsoever. Because it folds right back into place here. It sticks in here just to fold his head back. And really, you could have folded his head back without this plate being stuck into the back of his head. So I got no clue why it's even really there, what purpose it's serving right now. So we take this here is nose cone, and this here, I'm gonna tell you, there's a couple of these guys. This thing is a Dickens. And yes, I said Dickens. To move. Jesus. I mean, to break apart in order to put in robot mode. Oh man, it's unreal. There you go there. Bring your wings around. Jack them up if you want. I normally give them a little cut, like kind of like that. Something so there, something. Place the weapons on. And there you go. This is Thundercracker. Now, you will notice one thing right off the bat. Thundercracker has the same smirk as Red Wing. And if you don't know that Red Wing, because maybe you haven't picked it up or something to that effect, let me just pull my Red Wing off the shelf here. And there you go. So they got two uses for that head sculpt. And really, I don't know why. I mean, they've got Starscream, the three Rainmakers, and Thundercracker with the exact same head sculpt. Why did they, in my opinion, why did they give Red Wing something different and then turn around and give it to Thundercracker? Now, of course, with that being said, it is ideally accepted that Starscream usually has this smirk about him. And me personally, I can care less if he has a smirk or not. But you know, if you're going to go through with the idea of giving us all of the Rainmakers, each one of the Seekers, plus technically a new Seeker that, you know, technically is Red Wing, why not just give Starscream the smirk to begin with? Because I have seen where people have swapped the heads, so that's neat. You know, I may or may not do that. So I guess with that being said, I'm here again. I'm playing my little drunk game, so every time I say grab you a shot. And I don't know if you hear in the background while I'm discussing Starscream and his deal. I'm in the middle of transforming the blue Rainmaker. So now that all that's done, let's go ahead and get the paint going here. You see you got the same paint apps here, and I don't, and it's not showing up here, so there doesn't look to be any Seeker faction or Decepticon faction on the underside of these wings. So with that being said, there's really not a whole lot to go over on the paint apps, nor the articulation. Although I do have right here a slight overspray or drip that came off of a nozzle. So this here, you still got this being loose. This is one thing they didn't quite fix. I mean, it's not super loose, but it's still, you know, looser than this guy here. So I'll be fixing all those arms when I get a chance to. I haven't really gotten a chance to. I hadn't sat down and went over trying to fix these guys any way, shape, or form. So as you see here, again, everything is the same. There's more paint apps over here, which you see the silver and the black, where he has all blue and a little bit of gray on that gray plastic for the foot. There's black going up in here under your silver and nothing over here. All this is gray, whereas this is all blue. That's gray or a grayish silver, maybe gunmetal gray, but I believe gunmetal gray is a tad bit darker. And you've got some white here, whereas you've got blue here. So again, there's not a whole lot to say when it comes to these Seekers, other than this is what they look like. This here is fairly tight. Again, not as, you know, this is fairly loose. So let's get into another comparison here. Why don't we bring in the guys that are always fighting amongst each other, and that's Thundercracker. Again, you see right in here and over here, this arm right there, the legs. So these paint apps are all the same, you know, there's nothing new about them. And apparently the boss of the Seekers, which I could see Starscream being like commander of the Seekers. Again, this is real, this is good and tight. And that's been pretty much my only complaint with these guys, is that this here and the chest, they should have pinned these. My Rainmaker, his chest does pop off a little bit, but not as much as Starscream. So, you know, with that being said, these guys are just, they're nice. But when you compare them to, say, the Classics mold, the Classics molds are a deluxe. And are we now going to be set in our ways where if they bring out the Earth modes to these guys, are we expecting them to be Voyager class? Really? I'm gonna sit down and say probably yes. We're gonna expect this class size out of them. We're not gonna expect a deluxe. I don't think so. Now, are you? I mean, y'all can leave a comment in down below and let me know your feelings on that. Are we willing to accept a size change if they go to an Earth mode? I don't think I am. Should they have given Starscream this head? I'm not really indifferent on it. It doesn't matter to me. I would be fine if they all had straight faces, you know. But, you know, to give them a little bit more personality, it wouldn't be bad to have maybe a smiling face, smirk, frown, etc., to go all around. So this here, I'm happy. I'm happy with these guys. You know, this is a nice bunch, and this here, there you go. That's excellent. I mean, that wraps out. If all we got were these guys, I would have been happy. But we got Red Wing, we got the 3 Rainmakers. Should they give us more? Leave that, you know. Let's start a conversation about that. You know, should we get more? Should we get the black and gold Starscream? Should we get a clear Starscream? You know, what are your thoughts? Should we go any further on these Seekers, or is this enough? Should they include accessory kits? Because obviously in season 1, they had their weapons, and they had one of them was a flamethrower. I mean, should we have that? You know, should we get those added accessories like they're giving the Masterpiece? You know, they're giving us anchor rockers. You know, they're giving us features where they're not hollow all around here and everything like they have been. I mean, don't get me wrong, some of them are hollow. We're getting some that are still hollow. We're going to get some that are hollow. Impactor, it's going to be hollow on the legs. I think in the thighs maybe. And I think in the arms. Ultra Magnus was hollow. You know, we're still getting them, but they're doing so much better. Do you want to see all this extra detail that we're getting? Like this, all this panel lining, all this circuitry, you know, all of this. Is that too much detail? Talk to me. Let me hear what's going on. What do you think? And until next time.